So we are starting with a new topic, which is called as high pressure measurement. Earlier it was elastic pressure transducer. Now in high pressure measurement, there are various devices, but one of the device that is commonly used is called as Bridgman gauge. Okay, this was constructed by Bridgman, so that's why it is called as Bridgman gauge for high pressure measurement. Now before explaining you about Bridgman gauge, I'll be explaining you what do you mean by high pressure measurement. Okay, so I will like to tell you pressure up to 7,000 megapascal can be measured with the help of, you can say, strain gauge cell. Okay, because they also take load, if you remember, or force, or you can even say pressure. Okay, so strain gauge cell or a Bourdon tube, or even in case you can even say for lower pressure you can even use what you can say bellows or diaphragm. Okay, so pressure up to 7,000 megapascal can be measured by any of the elastic pressure transducer, or even you, in the case you can even use strain gauge. Okay, now for measurement of pressure above 7,000 megapascal, you need to use some sophisticated devices. Okay, and for that electrical gauges are used. Okay, electrical gauges are used. Simple. One of the common electrical gauges that is available in the market is Bridgman gauge. So what we are going to use is Bridgman gauge in simple. Okay. Now, what is the principle of working of Bridgman gauge? I'll explain you. Principle of Bridgman gauge. Like whenever there is change in the resistance, okay, that will lead to change in pressure. It works on the principle that change in resistance, keep it simple, okay, will lead to change in pressure. Okay. Whenever there is a change in resistance, automatically it will lead to change in pressure. Now I'll explain you how does a change in resistance. I'll just give you a formula. R is equal to R naught into 1 plus, you can say, similar to that alpha, you can write B into P. Okay, now I'll explain you what are these terms. Okay, R is the resistance that is changing, the changed resistance. I'll just put it for you. R is the changed resistance, okay, of the Bridgman gauge. Okay, now R naught is the resistance at atmospheric pressure, okay, or room temperature, but since you are using pressure it will be used as atmospheric pressure. Okay, now if you can understand R and R naught, since the value should be in R, both should have the same unit on either side. So that means if the pressure unit is Pascal, okay, then automatically B, which is actually nothing but a pressure coefficient, okay, it should have a unit which is 1 upon Pascal, or you can even say Pascal inverse. Okay, I'll just write it. Okay, it will have a unit which will be Pascal inverse. Okay, now the name of this gauge I have already told you, this is called as Bridgman gauge. Now I'll go to the construction. Now I'll try to explain all the construction here only. There will be some kind of application of pressure from one end of the Bridgman gauge. This is actually open. Now it will be connected to, if you can see, this is more like, if you can remember, this is bellows. Okay, this is a bellow. Okay, there are series of bellows which are attached together. Okay, now there is also an oil inside the bellows. Okay, that is a kerosene oil or any oil as of your use you can use. Okay, which can take the pressure. Okay, whatever is the pressure, they can transmit the pressure to the bellows. Okay, or you can, in either way, you can say whenever the pressure, whenever there is a pressure acting on the bellow will either contract, okay, or they will expand. Okay, when they contract, they transmit the pressure, whatever is the pressure that is acting on the bellows or the surface of the bellows, due to which the bellows are getting shrink. Okay, that will be transferred to the kerosene oil. Simple. Okay, now when the pressure is transferred to the kerosene oil, I will just tell you, there is something like, if you can see, there is a stand. If you can see, this is my stand. Okay, and it can be also act as a insulator. Okay, it can also act as an insulator. Now there is a wire. If you can see this red portion, this is a wire, okay, which will have some resistance. Okay, wire will have some resistance, and I'll give you a value. It will be near about maximum up to 100 ohm. This wire will have a resistance of 100 ohm. Okay, Now, if you can see, there is a wire which is actually one end of the wire is attached to the stand. Okay, if you can see, one end of the wire is kept inside you, or you can say it is kept on one side of the stand. Another other part of the wire is kept to other side of the stand. Okay, simple as that. So this is connected to a rod. Okay, this is actually connected to a rod, and this part is connected to an insulator. This is the outer part. If you can see this layer. Okay, this will be my stand. Inside part will be my stand, or you can even say a rod, metallic rod. And the outer part, if you can see the outer part, okay, this will be actually connected to an insulator. Okay, simple. Now there is one more thing that is very important. If you can see this part, okay, these two parts which are there on both the sides, these are called as Bridgman packing, high pressure packing. Okay, this is called as high pressure packing. Simple. Okay. Now, this is all about the construction of the Bridgman gauge. Now, I'll tell you what happens. Whatever is the pressure, see, what is happening is pressure is coming. Okay. Pressure in, this will lead to change in the shape of, change in bellows shape. Correct. And when the shape of the bellows change, automatically that pressure is transferred to, kerosene oil, right? That is converted into fluid pressure, you can say, and that goes to the resistance. Okay, now that goes to the resistance, wire resistance of the wire. Now, since you know that R is equal to R naught into 1 plus B into P, automatically, since there is a change in pressure, the coefficient, even if though it is constant or even though it is varying, and the resistance is at 1 atmospheric pressure, there will be some change in resistance. Okay, there will be changed resistance now. Okay, now this changed resistance, okay, if you remember, whenever there is an application of pressure, I already told you there will be some changed resistance. So whenever the resistance of the wire is changing, okay, you can say whenever the resistance of the wire is changing, that means that is only due to change in pressure. Correct. Change resistance is only due to pressure change. This is very important. Okay, change resistance is only due to pressure change. Simple. Okay, now if the resistance is changing, that means if you can see this rod, metallic rod, okay, this is actually connected to okay, an electric system, or you can even say this wire. Okay, this will be connected to, wire will be connected to, how will you get the resistance change measured in terms of electric output? Okay, wire will be connected to, you can say, Wheatstone bridge. Okay, now if you remember the Wheatstone bridge, there were 4 resistance in the Wheatstone bridge. Okay, now you can keep the 2 resistance constant, and you can keep the 3 resistance constant, and you can vary one of the resistance, which is nothing but the resistance of the wire. Okay, and you can keep R1, R2 and R3 constant. So initially all will balance each other. R by R1 will be equal to what? R3 by R2, whatever you want to say. Okay, whenever there is a change in resistance, automatically this bridge will unbalance. Okay, and when this bridge will unbalance, this bridge will be connected to a galvanometer. Okay, this bridge will be connected to a galvanometer, and this galvanometer will actually measure the induced voltage. Okay, induced EMF, or you can even say induced voltage, whatever is the voltage change. Okay, due to the change in the resistance, because this will be connected to some kind of a power source. Okay, this will be connected to some kind of a power source. Okay, and whatever is the induced EMF, okay, that will be actually proportional to the resistance. Induced EMF will be proportional to the resistance. Okay, and that means what? It is proportional to resistance. That means that resistance is actually proportional to pressure. So you can actually calibrate the induced EMF in terms of the pressure acting on the, you can say, gauge. Okay, simple. Okay, मतलब pressure acting on the gauge is calibrated or can be calibrated, you can say. Okay, simple as that. Now I'll give you some more details about this thing. Okay, I have already told you all the construction thing. Now the wire that we use, resistive wire. Okay, the resistive wire or resistance wire that we used can be of two types. One is gold, chrome, or you can even say gold, and another type is manganese. Okay, these are the two materials that are specifically used in Bridgman gauge. Okay, these are used in Bridgman gauge, electrical pressure measurement. Okay, Bridgman gauge. Now, which one is better? I'll just let you know. Okay, see the I'll just let you know why this one gold chrome is preferred. Okay, over manganese. There is some reason. I'll just tell you what is the reason why this is preferred over manganese. Okay, the first reason is temperature coefficient resistance. Okay, of gold chrome, temperature coefficient resistance, due to temperature coefficient resistance, we'll try to keep it simple. Temperature coefficient resistance. Okay, now gold chrome has a low temperature coefficient resistance. Low temperature coefficient resistance. Now when there is a low temperature coefficient resistance, the change in temperature will also be low. Change in temperature will be low. Okay, and when there is a change in temperature which is low, that means temperature will not affect the, if you remember, temperature can act as an interfering input. We remember temperature acts as an interfering input. Okay, which can change the pressure reading that you want to measure, because it will change the resistance, which will in turn change the EMF, and which will in turn change the calibrated pressure value. So temperature can act as an interfering input. Okay, so we can avoid, hence we can avoid interference of temperature. Okay, by use of gold chrome, because it is having, actually it is having half of the value of the temperature coefficient of resistance as compared to manganese. Okay, gold is having half, okay, of the value of temperature coefficient as that of manganese. Simple. I'm trying to keep it simple. Okay, now to avoid temperature acts as an interference input, hence to avoid interference of temperature, what material is preferred? Gold chrome is preferred over manganese. So this is a preferred material. You can even use, you can say, when the temperature variation is not that much, okay, and the temperature coefficient resistance will also not vary that much. Okay, whenever there is low temperature usage, or you want to use it in an application where there is, the temperature difference is very low, okay, or the temperature variation is very low, you can even go for manganese. Okay, or you always prefer the gold chrome as a resistive wire. Okay, now one more thing that I can say you is more about advantage and disadvantage. Now just list down the advantage and disadvantage, happy part of our completion. Okay, so first of the advantage I can say, it is actually commercially very easily available, very easy construction. Okay, commercially easily available due to easy construction, due to easy construction. First thing. Okay, the next thing that I would like to tell you, it has good dynamic response. That means it can measure dynamic pressure. Okay, can be used for dynamic pressure measurement. Okay, of pressure measurement of dynamic nature. Okay, now these are the advantages. Now if I want to tell you some disadvantage can be temperature, interference of temperature. Simple. Disadvantage. What can be the disadvantage? Interference of temperature, okay, at high temperature level due to the use of gold chrome. So you have to avoid, sorry, due to the use of manganese at high temperature. Okay. If we use what? If we use gold chrome, sorry, if we use manganese. Okay, remember this. Now I like to give you one of the application. It is actually used in IC engine to measure dynamic pressure. Okay, but there the material that is used is gold chrome for the resistive wire for high pressure measurement, high dynamic pressure measurement. Okay, done. Okay, so we have completed this part also. Now we have completed everything of pressure.